Dae-hwan lived alone on the planet called Ru, Yeon-5. It was a dead place. Old mining machines rusted under the red sun. Broken ships lay half buried in the sand. No people, no noise, no war, just heat and silence. Dae-hwan liked it that way. Worked as a mechanic, he fixed old machines and sold scrap. It was a simple life, far from the galaxy's troubles. One afternoon, he was outside his small workshop, fixing a broken gravity pump. The air was hot, the ground burned under his boots. He wiped sweat from his face. Then, something strange happened. The sky above him split with light. A silver streak cut through the clouds, spiraling down. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a meteor. Dae-hwan stood still, watching. The thing fell fast toward the rocky plains. A loud boom echoed through the air as it crashed, far to the west. He stared for a long moment. He should ignore it. It wasn't his problem. But an old feeling rose inside him, one from his war days. A gut instinct. Go, it whispered. Go now, without. Thinking, Dae-hwan jumped into his old crawler. He started the engine and drove fast toward the crash. The crater was huge. The rocks around it were black and smoking. Twisted metal and strange bones lay scattered in the sand. Dae-hwan stepped out carefully, boots crunching on hot stone. Then he saw it. At the center of the crater, a large creature lay curled up. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. A dragon. White. As snow scales glowing faintly in the dim light. Long body, powerful tail. Huge wings bent at terrible angles. Its skin shimmered with pale blue veins. Parasite wounds dotted its sides. Its breathing was slow, shallow. Its body trembled with pain. Dae-hwan's heart caught in his chest. He had seen many strange things in the war, but nothing like this. This creature was old, alien, beautiful, dying. He stepped closer, slowly. "Hey now," he said softly. "I'm not going to hurt you." The dragon's eyes flickered open. They glowed like twin moons. A low, weak growl rumbled from its throat. One claw scraped the dirt. Dae-hwan looked at the broken wings, the infected wounds. Yes, he thought. It was a she would not survive long. He made a choice. "All right," he said, voice calm. "Come on, girl, let's fix you." It was hard work. Dae-hwan used heavy netting and cables from his crawler. He made a sled from scrap metal. He wrapped her body as best he could, careful not to cause more pain. The dragon whimpered with each jolt. Her blood steamed in the cool air. Dae-hwan muttered curses and soft words. "Hold on, we're almost there." The trip back to his workshop was slow and rough. The old crawler groaned under the weight. But at last, as night fell, they reached the hangar. Dae-hwan cleared the space. Old engines, broken ship parts, rusted tools, he pushed them aside. He laid the dragon gently on the floor.
Ow.
Lights flickered over her glowing skin.
Ow.
Her breaths came. Fast, weak. "You fell from the stars," Dae-hwan whispered. "Let's make sure it's not your last flight." He worked through the night. First, the wings. Bones were broken in many places. Dae-hwan used steel struts from a glider to splint them. He wrapped them with fusion thread and thermal cloth. Then the wounds. The parasites were deep. He burned them out with antiseptic foam and heat tools. The dragon shuddered with pain, but did not fight. Some part of her trusted him, or maybe she was too weak to resist. He adjusted the room's heat to match her body. He connected old biosensors to watch her vitals, spoke to her often. "I don't know where you came from," he said once, placing a hand on her shoulder. "But I've fixed worse things." Her eyes opened, cloudy at first, but slowly focused on him. Her tail curled, just a little. Days passed. Oh. Dae-hwan barely slept. He fed her with a tube made from oxygen lines and nutrient packs. Slowly the wounds healed. The parasites died. The dragon grew stronger. He didn't know why he cared so much. Maybe the loneliness, be something deeper. He just kept working. Then one morning, Dae-hwan entered the hangar, stopped in his tracks. She was standing, barely swaying, wings still bound. But standing, she saw him. A low sound rumbled in. Her chest not a growl, but a greeting steam puffed from her nostrils. Her head tilted. Dae-hwan, dirty, tired, smiled. "Look at you," he said. "Told you we'd get you flying again." Slowly, carefully, the dragon stepped forward, her head lowered, ... until it rested at his chest. A deep silence filled the room. But in that moment, something passed between them. Something wordless, a bond, a vow. And Dae-hwan knew this was only the beginning. Years passed. Dae-hwan stayed on Gion 5. The galaxy had changed again. A new war was growing. Pirates, mercenaries, and raiders attacked the fringe worlds. No one came to help the outer planets. They were forgotten, but Dae-hwan didn't leave. This was his place, his home. He worked, he repaired, he survived. He also never forgot the dragon, her name. In his mind was Ara. She had left after she healed. One day, Dae-hwan opened the hangar doors and found the space empty. Only a few pale scales remained on the floor. He never saw her go. He wasn't sure if she would return. He told himself it was better this way. Wild things should be free, but sometimes, on cold nights, he would look at the stars and wonder. Then came the raiders, a pirate gang, armed with fast skiffs and plasma guns, landed on Gion 5. They wanted fuel, tech, and anything else they could steal. Dae-hwan had nothing. They wanted, but they didn't care. They hunted anyone they found. They set traps across the mining fields. One day, Dae-hwan drove his crawler into the canyons to salvage metal. That's when the pirates struck. Blaster shots rang out. Dae-hwan's crawler was hit. The engine sputtered and died. He was trapped. His old war instincts returned fast. Grabbed his rifle, ducked behind rocks, but he knew the truth. He couldn't fight them all. Not this time. They circled in fast skiffs. 5, 6 ships. More pirates closing in on foot. Dae-hwan's heart pounded. He checked his gun. Low power. No way to win. Guess this is it, he thought. He gritted his teeth. He would fight to the last breath. Then the air changed. A strange wind swept through the canyon. The sky darkened. Shadows moved above. The pirates looked up, confused. One shouted. Another ran for cover. A massive shape came from the clouds. Wings spread wide, shimmering silver-white. A roar shook the rocks. It was Ara. She dove fast, too fast for the skiffs. A beam of light burst from her. Mouth pure energy. One pirate ship exploded in flames. Panic broke out. The pirates fired at her, but their shots bounced off her scales. Ara's wings flashed. She slammed into a second skiff, crushing it. Another blast of energy tore through a third. Dae-hwan stared in shock. It was her.
Louder.
Stronger, more powerful than before, and she was fighting for him. The battle was fast and brutal. Within minutes, only wreckage remained. The last pirates fled, their ships smoking. The canyon fell silent again. Ara landed on the rocky ground. Her wings folded slowly. She turned her glowing eyes to Dae-hwan. For a moment, neither moved. Then Dae-hwan dropped his rifle and stepped forward. "Ara," he said softly. "You... came back." She lowered her great head, close to his chest. Low sound rumbled from her throat, a sound of greeting, of trust. Dae-hwan smiled, though his hands trembled. "You saved me," he whispered. Again, he reached out, touched her pale scales.
Always.
They were long under his hand. Memories of the hangar, of long nights tending her wounds, came rushing back. "I didn't think you'd remember," he said, "but I'm glad you did. Stayed like that for a long time, man and dragon, under the stars." No words were needed. A bond formed long ago had not been broken. It had only grown stronger. After that day, the pirates never came back to rue. Yeon-5. Stories spread of a ghost. Dragon guarding the planet. No one dared to land. Dae-hwan returned to his quiet life. But now he was not alone. From time to time, he would see her flying high, pale wings shining in the sky. And sometimes, on cold nights, she would land near his workshop. They would sit together in silence, because some kindness is never forgotten, not by those who fly among the stars.